Hi, I'm Arjun from Atiroh AV Solutions, and in today's video, I'm going to walk you through the Note software in the Atiroh interactive panels. Now, in order to access the Note software, you need to click on this arrow here, which will give you the unified menu, and select this icon, which will give you basically the list of all the applications that are installed in the panel. Here you can see that there is the Notes application, clicking upon which the Note application opens up. And this Note application basically has three major menus. The first menu gives you the list of tools related to file sharing, importing and exporting. The second menu over here gives you the list of all the tools related to drafting. For example, you have your pen tool, eraser tool, clean all. So these are all the tools that you'll be using to edit your document. And finally, the last menu over here gives you your page count. Like for example, if you have five pages, you can access all those pages using this tool. I'll now walk you through the individual tools so that you get a comprehensive idea of what this software does. The first tool that you have here is the pen tool. Now you can see here that the Atiroh interactive panel comes with the stylus. The stylus basically has two nibs to which you can select individual colors on their own. For example, for this first nib, I'll select this red color, and for the second nib, I'll select, let's say, yellow color. Alright, so now there is also the slider using which you can select set the size of the nib. So once the settings are done, you can just click back on this pen and you can start drawing. Now let's say I'll write an equation. Let's say I'll write x plus y equals z. Now if I want to highlight some variable in this equation, all that I need to do is I need to just change the direction of the pen, and since I had assigned a different color to this, and you can see here that it's highlighted now. Also in this pen tool you have different types of pens. So this is another style pen, and the last pen over here is a little bit unique one. So what this magic wand, we call it magic wand, and what this tool does is basically, let's say you draw a circle, right? So if you draw a circle, this will pick the kind of the image, and it will give you the reference image of what the closest image that this resembles to. So I can then just select this, and then it will give me that object over here. So that's that tool over here. Also, you can also use your fingers to draw or to annotate. So this is also there, and also this tool comes with 40-point touch. So multiple students can simultaneously come on the board, and then you can just draft. So next we have here is the eraser tool. So now what the eraser tool does is basically it erases any drafting that you have done. Let's say you had an equation here, x plus y equals z. Now using this eraser tool, you can just erase the entire sections off. Also you can set the length of this eraser or the width of the nib for the eraser using the same tool. And here you have is the clean all. So let's say if you had multiple objects and multiple images that has been loaded into your page, you can just remove it all at one instance using this clean all tool. So next, here what you have here is your geometric tools. So your first geometric tool here is your ruler. Then you have here is the set squares, and then you have the protractor. So let me just show you the ruler, how the ruler works. So upon clicking this, you will get a ruler, and I'll just select my pen here, and I can just draw lines. I can move this ruler at a different angle, and then I can draw another line at an angle here. Also you can see that it gives you the value of the length of the line that's been drawn. And here you can also increase and decrease the length of this ruler here. So that's the ruler tool. And moving on, you have here is your set squares. Now using set squares, you can actually draw parallel lines. So that's one of the advantages of using a set square. So you can draw multiple parallel lines. So that's basically how you use your set squares. Let me just close this. And then finally you have here is your protractor. Now the protractor tool basically comes with a slider. So what you have to do is you have to move this line over here, choose an angle that you want to draw, you need to have an angle on, and then click on this arrow mark here. So basically once you click, you will get your angle to your whatever you had chosen. And then you can also move you can also increase and decrease the length of this protractor. You can also rotate the protractor. So these are basically the applications of all your geometric tools. So the next tool on the list is basically your shape tool. Now in shape tool you have 2D shapes and 3D shapes. Now in 2D shapes you have here is circles, triangles, parallelograms. So let's say I choose circle for now. So once I choose the circle, I can just draw multiple circles here. Alright, and then choose my sphere, and then similarly I can draw my sphere here. By selecting this, I can now change the color of this, right? So I can choose green color for this. I can again choose another color to this. So you can choose your just to differentiate, you can choose multiple colors for individual shapes, and then you can also clone them. Clone is basically creating a copy of the same. You can flip them. Basically, since it's a circle, so it doesn't really matter much. You also have fill, where you can just fill the entire circle with individual colors. Let's say if this is green, if I want to fill it with a green color. So this is, these are all the different variations that you can do for your different shape icons. Next we have here is the tables. Let's say I'm going to choose a 4x3 table for now, or a 4x4 table, and then I'm going to say insert. So this will now insert a 4x4 table. Now I can choose my pen tool and I can start writing. Let's say I want to write an equation, x plus y equals z. So you can see here that the table automatically adjusts itself for the content that I've written, and it's it's an adaptive table that let's say one more equation, 1 plus 3 equals 4, and it automatically picks it up. So that's the table tool. Next, what we have here is the mind mapping tool. So using mind map, you can it's basically used for brainstorming sessions. So let's say I want to write something here, and I'm going to say I'm going to create my own list here, right? So, and I'm going to the my next block here, and I'm going to say this is my list 1, and my list 2, and then the list 3. So here you can see that you can create your own lists, and you can also have this levels of hierarchies that you can set into this using the mind map tool. Now I'll show you what the preview tool does. So preview tool is basically creates an infinite canvas. Let me show you how it works. So let's say we are writing on our canvas, and we have this 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we kind of reach the end of the canvas. So using this preview tool, I can move this entire section up, which will give me access to extra space here, right? So I can then start annotating on the similar canvas, and then once this is done, I can then to give a complete view of the entire things that I've written, I can just zoom it in. So you can see now that all the things that I've written is viewable in a single screen. And you can also share this entire thing to your students so that it's all there under a single canvas. So that's preview tool. So the next tool we have here is sticky notes. So now what sticky notes is that if you have any announcements or important notices you want to highlight, you can do that. Let's say for example you want to mark that example 5 was your homework. So you can just type it out here saying that example 5 homework. And you can insert this and you can just click OK, and then it just gets highlighted there. So that's a sticky notes. So far I've explained you all the tools related to drafting. Now let's go to the menu bar 1 here and see what these tools offer us. So first thing that we have here is the share. So now what this share icon does is basically you can see that it's preparing to export, and it will basically create a QR code for you. So now using this QR code, what you can do is basically using your Google Lens, you can just scan this QR code, and all the content that you had drafted earlier, right, will automatically come onto your cell phones. So that is basically instant sharing that you can do using this QR code here. And then you have here is your menu. Using this you can now see, for example, if you want to send the entire document through a mail, then you can use the send mail over here. And then you have your themes. Basically using themes you can set up your background color for your canvas, right? So you can do that using this theme here. And then you have your import and export options. So let's say you want to export this file as a PDF, as an image, as SVG. So there are different file formats that you can use. And also if you have specific content of your own, like for example study materials or images, you can directly import it into your canvas using this import option here. Also, you can save the file. So saving the file will have another two options. Basically, you can configure your cloud storage and it will get saved directly to your cloud, or you can save this internally. For example, if I say OK to this, then it will ask me to name my file, and then it will get saved here. So these are all the tools that you have here in this toolbar. Finally, you have here is the list. So now what list does is, basically, let's say you have different topics here. Let's say, for example, you are teaching something related to algebra or trigonometry. So then you can create lists of, let's say, algebra, and then you can insert multiple pages into this one specific list. So for example, if I select this list, I can create multiple pages, and all those pages will be saved under this list. Similarly, you can create multiple lists. It's just a way to segregate content, and it's just for the ease of use. Finally, you have here is the third menu, wherein you can access all your pages. Let's say, for example, I'm going to say that this is my page 1, and then I'm going to add another page here, page 2, another page 3, and then upon clicking this page, I can get access to all the pages that I have recently accessed. I can go to page 2 from here, page 1 from here. So all these options are there under this menu 3. And that's it for the Note software. If you found this video interesting, do follow and subscribe to our channel to get more of such informative videos on Atiroh interactive panels.